Hello everyone, this is Martin and welcome back to another weekly video. I'm going to show you how I trade Forex using the Easy Read charts, and I'm going to be looking at trading opportunities. So we want to find what trades could be developing this coming week for June the 4th to June the 8th. And first of all, before we look at the charts, I do want to welcome all new subscribers. I really appreciate that very much. Thanks to subscribing to my videos, and looking forward to your continued support. And also a big shout out to my all the traders that have been with me for a while here in the Metro Toronto area, Toronto, Canada, and from other traders from other parts. So again, welcome back to another weekly video. And last week you could have made over 400 pips, okay? And there were 7 big winners. Well, I wouldn't say they were all big winners, but there are 7 winners, 1 losing trade, and 1 break even, which means that you would not have made money or lost money. And this was based on my charting opportunities for last week's video. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is we're going to look at the disclaimer. Okay, here's the risk disclaimer, and it's important for you to know that the video is for educational purposes. I want you to view this video at your own risk, okay? And always keep in mind to use proper risk management. Never trade with more than 1 to 2% of your overall account balance, okay? And even though I present to you some pretty good trading ideas, remember, I'm not giving you any investment advice at all. You have to make that on your own based on your own risk factors, okay? So now we're going to get going to Forex Factory, and it's a website that tells you all the important economic events that are coming up for this coming week. Okay, here is Forex Factory. Take a look above here, and you can see it's www.forexfactory.com/calendar. Everyone should go to this website before you even start trading and have a quick look at the economic news events that are coming up for this coming week. And what's super important is to look for anything with a red flag. So here's a red flag, here's a red flag, okay? And that's what I mean by red flags. These are the most important news events, and your information will come right in here, right to the moment the news comes out. Now, why is this important? Because this can certainly impact the price levels for the different currencies. In this case, it's Australian news, the retail sales on Sunday. You can see that right here, Sunday, June 3rd. Now, this is my local time, so it's Eastern Standard Time, New York City, Toronto, 9:30 p.m. in the evening, Sunday evening, as soon as the markets open. So that's the first big news event for this week. And we scroll down, you can see from Monday, we've got British Pound news coming out, 4:30 in the morning, Eastern Standard Time. So, either, like if you're a newbie, new trader, do not trade during the news. If you have trades open, perhaps you want to close the trades, because anything that's red flag will certainly move the markets. And if you, if you have a trade open, you certainly could lose big time within the first 5-10 minutes of this news coming out. Okay, so I just want to take that off the charts and really quickly scroll down, so you can see Monday here. We have it's not a big, huge week for news, but we've got the British Pound over here. Take a look. Tuesday, we got some red flags. The Australian Royal Bank of Australia, the interest rate statement coming out 12:30 early morning, Tuesday morning. That's Eastern Standard Time. Of course, you have to make adjustments for your own time zone. Okay, and you can see British Pound. We've got some more news coming out there for the Euro here. Scroll down, we get into Wednesday. Wednesday is not much except for Canadian news, 8:30 in the morning. 10:30, this is, if you trade oil, this is always good to keep an eye on this. It's the crude oil inventories, which come out every Wednesday morning at 10:30 in the morning, okay? And in the evening is Australian news, trade balance. And again on Friday, now we move down to, there's Thursday, This is a Canadian news coming out there. And then on Friday, we've got some more Canadian news. So it's a good week for Canadian, US versus the Canadian dollar, or Canadian versus the Australian dollar, or, or some of the cross pairs, but employment news and that's 8:30 in the morning. So again, how is this important for you? Well, if you're a brand new trader, do not trade during these times. If you have any trade open, watch your trade very carefully to see if the news comes out and impacts the open trade that you have. And if you are an experienced trader, and this is the best part, trade during the news, and you can make quite a number of pips if you make the right decision in just a few minutes after the news comes out. So there's something for everyone there. Okay, now I'm going to close this, and we're going to get right to the charts. Okay, we're going to start with the Euro USD. This is the daily chart, and you can see what happened last week. See the arrow here? To the right side of this red dash line, we have the 5 trading days. This first black candle is the Sunday, Monday trading activity, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Okay, so we had a great opportunity to enter trade right at this area. You can see I've drawn a long-term trend line, okay, and so when price comes down below the trend line, we are in a selling zone. We also see here we have pink below blue, and when we have pink below blue, based on these easy read charts, we're looking for sell trades only, okay. If you are a very aggressive trader, you could look for buy trades, but again, just take a look. Here we have a pullback, but pullback didn't go far enough, and here we have acting as resistance is 200 EMA, so price did not go above this 200 EMA, and then after the pullback, price continued going down. So here with this candle, and here's this part of the course I teach you. Let me take that off. This candle right there, okay, right there, that would have been your entry candle. Enter here, stop loss just above there. At 1-to-1 minimum, you would have made your first profit target here, and of course, keeping your trade open would have you would have made more pips. Okay, now looking for this week. Right here, you can see we have a bearish black candle on last Friday. I expect price to actually come down a little bit lower, and I'm looking for sells below 116.13, so below this area. Okay, I just want to move something here. Price could come down all the way to this target area right here. This would be support. Okay. And if you think price is going to go higher, then you could look at buys above 117.24, right above there. Okay, I've got a really two tight levels here. This basically, we're in a sideways pattern right now. We had an up on Thursday, a small doji, bullish doji here, a kind of a bearish doji here. So it evens it out. But we are in a downtrend, pink below blue, so I would be looking for sell trades. That would be that's what I would be looking for. Okay, let me take that off and clear the screen. Let's go to the British Pound USD. Okay, same thing here. You can see after this huge support zone right here, sideways consolidation, price finally went down. Price is now up. And what is this here? Okay, first of all, we have pink below blue. That means we are in a downtrend, okay? We're in a downtrending pattern, but we're in a pullback. This is just a pullback, okay? And the other way you could tell it's a pullback, I mean, pure price action shows you it's a definite pullback. And until price comes up to this area and breaks higher, we're still in a downtrending pattern. Once price breaks above here, we're in an uptrend. So from here to here, if you were to take a buy trade, and I've got a level here, buy above 133.73, you're taking what's called a counter trend trade, okay? But again, that would be your target area. However, I'm still favoring a waiting, and you have to have patience, waiting for a bearish candle, and then look for sells below 132.66. Okay. I did ask, what's the other way? The easy read charts show you that this is a pullback, because I'm going to just switch to candle colors really quickly, and you can see we have a dark maroon here. So that's a pullback candle. So the bright pink means we're in a momentum to the downside is increasing. Here we have pullback candles. Okay, and until we get green, like right over here, bright green, then you would be looking at buy trades with good momentum to the upside. Okay, so that takes care of that. Now we're in the Australian USD. Here basically we're just we're kind of just went sideways. You could take a look here. This is the short-term momentum. The blue MACD line is right, sort of just horizontal here, hugging the zero level, and we're going sideways. And again, there is no real signal here just yet. This was a signal, a trend reversal signal that I teach you in the course. Okay, you could have gotten in right there. Your stop loss would be right there. Okay, it's called a Mo Boost trend reversal signal, if you want to know. And you could be looking at buys based on this week above 0.7613 to the upside. Sells below 0.7474. Okay, right there. And I see a channel forming. So by that I mean price has gone up, price is down, up, down. Eventually I think price will go up and then possibly down, and then we might have a breakthrough or a collapse. Okay, so right now buys above 0.7613. So that's what I show there. And let me go to the next chart. We're into gold. Right now, you can see gold is just sideways. It's really gone nowhere, and you really have to have patience. You want to sell below here, okay, or you want to buy above here, okay. So you just have to have some patience. Right now, we have some bearish candles, but again, we're really all this whole area is really a support. So price really has to break below that for the downward trend to continue. Okay. Now we move to New Zealand USD, and you can see here price is starting to make higher highs. So we established a low here at support. Here is a high, a higher low, okay, and now we've made a higher high. So it looks like price could be heading up to at least this area right here. If you think price is going to go higher, and remember, I'm not giving you any investment advice. I'm just trying to educate you, show you what I'm looking at. You could be looking at buys above 0.7024. And to the downside, sells below 0.6947. So we have green here. We have green. Okay, let me just take that off. And I'm going to switch the charts to the easy read color candles. So you can see we have bright green candles forming. Okay, and this candle right here, would have been a reversal move to the upside, and your stop loss would have been down here. But that's an early entry. That happened the previous week. So for this week, this is a kind of a weak bullish candle right there. It is a Mo Boost reversal. Okay, and if you do get in here, your stop loss would be just below there. So again, stop loss would be just right here if you're thinking of getting in, but the conservative trader would just wait for a buy above 0.7024. Okay, so now we move on to US CAD. Okay, take a look here. Last week you can see price went up a bit, price then came down in a big way. Now price is coming back up again, and you can see here I'm looking at buys above 130.43. Now, this is, you see this blue line right here? It's a long-term trend line based on previous history right here. And if price breaks up through and above 130.43, price will go up to this area. So here's a confluence of resistance. I've got the resistance zone marked in the rectangle. I've got the blue trend line as well. So if once price comes up through here, most likely will go higher, okay? And to the downside, you'd have to have really good patience to wait for price to come below 127.76, okay? Oil, we should talk about oil because the Canadian dollar is often aligned with the strength or weakness of oil. And here you can see oil has come down in a big way. You can see here oil had been continuously going up and up and up, finally reached a price of about 72. You can see that right here. And then I had drawn a trend line, and look at that entry right there, right? So with this candle right here, by the way, that is a Mo pivot reversal candle. I teach that in the course. Okay, that is right there. I would have gotten in right there. Stop loss there, 1-to-1 risk to reward. You would have made it there. Okay, and letting it run, you would have made even more profits. But I'm going to take all of that stuff off the charts to show you something else. Okay, I'm going to switch the chart here. You can see this black candle broke the speed line, and not only that, but also broke just below the trend line. Switch the chart colors you see here. So obviously right here, getting in would have made an excellent entry. And again here we have pink and pink, so this would have been a valid Mo pivot reversal candle. I teach that in the course. The course is called Forex Success in 5 weeks, and if you're interested in a free 33-page ebook, at the end I'll give you my email address, and you can just ask for your free ebook, and I'll describe all about the Forex Success in 5 weeks course. Okay, so that is oil, US Swiss franc. Here we go. Look at this long-term trend line. And by the way, guys, draw these trend lines because they do tell you buy and sell zones as well. So they're another price action indicator along with what I've got in the charts. And you can certainly see green above blue, looking for buy trades. Here, the aggressive trader could be looking to counter trend. Okay, the conservative traders will stay away from counter trends. They will only wait for another buy signal up, and we haven't had a buy signal just yet. Buy signal means a candle closing above this line, above the green area, because we are technically still in an uptrend. When you have green above blue, you're in an uptrend. This is just a pullback. So everything you see right here is a pullback, and price could certainly continue going higher. If you think price will go higher, look for buys above 0.9924, sells below 0.9817. Okay, and right now price is not really broken the trend line. We had a small rally on Friday for the US dollar, so we'll have to see what happens. Price breaks below this level. Again, look for sells below 0.9817. And again, here's a whole confluence of support. Price could eventually come all the way down to this area here. Okay, so that's what I see for the US Swiss franc. And by the way, again, based on my course right here, this candle, this black, see this black candle right there? That is an early reversal signal. I teach you that in the course. That's the Mo pivot reversal candle. Okay, right there. And you see pink and pink. So these filters below the chart would confirm that. Let me just take it off. And finally, a final confirmation. If I switch to the color candles. Okay, so again, it's not pink as in here, but still it's just an early reversal. Whereas this candle is the mole pivot reversal, and this is pink. You can see pink, pink, pink. You could have gotten in, I'll show you right there. Okay, it just pulled back a wee bit, but your stop loss would have been right here above this, the signal candle 1-to-1. You would have made it right on that candle there. So great entries for the counter trend. I teach you that in the course as well. So right now we're looking for either price to go higher, okay, based on this, or price to go lower. So just have some patience. Okay, let me take that off, and now we move to US Japanese yen. Okay, you can see on Friday we had a huge up candle. Okay, so there's momentum now coming into the upside. However, we don't, on the short term, take a look below, on the short term we don't have a green yet on the short term momentum, and we're still just at the zero. So on the trending indicator, we were in an uptrend, we're in a pullback, this is pullback, and we certainly could be continuing to go to the upside. And if you think price is going to go higher, I've got this level here, prices, you could look at buys above 109.73, sells below 108.64. Okay, now this is a signal candle. Let me just take that off again. See this white bullish candle? That is a trend continuation, aggressive pullback, trend continuation candle. Okay, so just heads up that this is an aggressive entry right there, and you could enter at the open of the next candle, but I've got a level here for you as well. Buys above 109.73. Okay, so next is the Euro British Pound. Here you go. This is really a mishmash here. And last week we actually had no trades triggered based on my price levels. But just to again show you, it's lots of volatility, but it's just kind of going, you know, like up and down. Okay, so there's no real direction. So for this week, I'm looking at buys above 0.8784 and sells right here, sells below 0.8686. But right now, price, you can see right here and here, there's no trend direction. Okay, just take a look. There's no real trend direction, and here the blue line is right at zero. So momentum is not consistent here at all. So here you have to have some patience. Okay, and let me take that off, and then we're going to go to the next chart. Okay, now the Euro Japanese yen was one that made a lot of money last week. You could have made 162 pips on this trade alone, because I had an entry last week, just to let you know, a sell below 127.10. Okay, so 127.10 was approximately here, and I said I take a sell trade below this level. Take a look. You would have made, with this one candle on the next day, you would have made approximately 162 pips. Okay, and generally when I make a pretty good pips, I close the trade after the next day. I don't really like to hold on to trades. If you would have held on to it, you see the next day price went up all the way. Okay, and you still would have made a few pips, but at this point in time, I would have had a tight stop right there. And if price went higher, if you had your trade open and price went higher, you would have been stopped out probably at break even, or probably at break even, or you would have lost just a couple of pips. But you know, as soon as you make this amount of pips, and remember, I had drawn this in on last week's video, this is support, so I would have gotten out right at the close of that candle. Okay, so for this week, you can see prices reversed. Okay, prices are reversed. I'm looking for buys above 128.23. Okay, and here's your target, or sells below 126.76. Okay, so if you think price is going to keep coming down. We have green short term, you see right here, short term green which means momentum to the upside is increasing now, and we have a green bar on the long-term trending indicators. So it certainly looks like price is going to go higher in the short term. Okay, now we move to the next chart, and what's after Euro Japanese yen? Euro Audi. This was last week. This was kind of a break-even trade. Didn't lose money, didn't make any money. But for this week, I'm looking for buys above 155.43 and sells below 153.81. Now, let's take a look at the price action. We had a turnaround. First of all, we are in a downtrend. Why? We have pink below blue. Okay, and you can also see these steps in the color right there. See those steps? Momentum is really strong to the downside when you see that. That's in the easy read charts, okay? But now we have a pullback. You see here we have a 200. See this red dashed line? That's a 200 simple moving average, okay? Price tried to go higher, tried to go above the 200 and above the speed line, but on Friday we had a huge pin bar candle, bearish, and either get in at the open of the next candle, because I believe price is going to come down, right? Or just wait, look at sells below 153.81. So that means placing a pending sell stop order or waiting for the next candle to close and then getting in if you're a conservative trader, okay? So, but we have a bearish Friday. I expect price to keep coming down a little bit lower, at least down to this area. Now we get to our second last pair, British pound, Japanese yen. British pound, Japanese yen, our last pair. This was a big money maker last week. This, you could have made 134 pips, and I did indicate on last week's video, sell below 145.18. So sell below 145.18 is a gain around there, and taking that, again, you would have made all those pips on that one candle alone. Again, hit support, price turned around. I believe price is going to go higher. This is a huge bullish candle on Friday, okay? So British pound in short term, I believe it's going to come up to at least the resistance, but and you could be looking at buys above 146.34, okay? Or to the downside right here below 143.86. But my bias is to the upside for this one, okay? So that's what I see for this coming week. Those are the charts, fellow traders from around the world and here in the Toronto GTA. If you're interested in the free 33-page ebook, email me. My name is Martin at mskyj007@gmail.com. And I'd love it if you could click on the subscribe button. Subscribe all to my weekly videos so you won't miss any of them. You can watch them on YouTube. And also don't forget to click the like button. So there you go, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching. We'll see you again next week.